For your shepherd's pie, you need your potatoes, your yellow potatoes for this. Then I decided to remove away the body of the potato. Guys, I don't know, some people literally just like wash the potatoes, then boil it, then like smash it in like that. But I don't know how that works. I really don't like the body with my potatoes naturally, but I had to slice everything together, remove all the bodies, as you can see. Then now it's time to slice in the potatoes into chunks. Yes, I said it, into chunks. Guys, you need to do this process because it's going to help you when you want to mash those potatoes. So I had my rodo with me. This is what I'm going to use for my mixed beef. So I had to slice in those rodo into it. Then guys, you have to be careful because rodo is really spicy. There's a technique I use. If you use that technique that you saw on the video, your hand won't be spicy. Then I had to use my purple onion, slicing the onions to get ready. Once I was done with that, this is how the potatoes would look. The chunks that I was talking about, this is how it should look, very little, so that when it's time to boil, you're not stressed out, and also when it's time to mash it's not so stressful. So this is what you should go for. Now I had to add the salt into my potatoes. This is literally optional. Potato has this like very bitterish, not really bitterish taste, but like it's not sweet, it's not like your sweet potatoes. So this, you need to add your salt. Sometimes I add sugar. This is optional. The sugar is literally optional, but this is what I like, so I have to put in the boil. Now the ingredients I'm using is my mozzarella cheese, my grounded beef. Yes, this is very important. Then also my rodo, I've already sliced it, but I just had to put it in so that you know it's part of what I'm going to use. Then the bell peppers, then my purple onions, which I initially sliced, then your cabbage and your carrot. This is literally an optional with the cabbage and carrot, but I just like it that way. Now in a bowl, yes, you have to have that bowl ready so that when you're getting the minced meat in, it's ready to fry. So I had to put in my meat in. Once I was done putting the meat, now it's time to remove, like put it into chunks. You need to slice it in, like mash it into it. Let's go. Oh, mash it into it. Let's go. Now, and you're like, be serious. Okay, let's go into it. So now I had to slice in and mash in the grounded beef so that it's able to fry up. I didn't put oil in it because I know that if I put oil, it's like a lot of oil everywhere. Then after my potatoes was ready, I decided to bring it out and pour it out into a sieve. As you can see, it looks so soft and nice. I had to check back with the grounded beef to make sure that it's not getting burnt. I just had to slice it more because as you can see, it's boiling and it's like coming into the cooked form. So I had to, like, after finishing mashing it, I had to just leave it on the fire for a while so that it's able to get ready. So now I had to put my potatoes in a bowl. Now it's time to mash. Now you can see why I said that you should cut it into chunks, and I left it on fire for like 15 minutes. I left it for like 15 minutes, but you can leave it for 20 minutes if you want, so it will be so soft. If you don't want to stress like me, I didn't really stress. I was just mashing in the potatoes and making sure that it turns into a puree. It turns into like a paste that you can use. Yes, you have to mash everything inside. I decided to mash. I even had to like have a taste of it because it was really nice in the process I did. So I decided to put in my butter. This is just to give it like that nice taste. It really gives a nice taste when you put butter into your potatoes. This is also optional, and I also added cream cheese just to give it that taste that you are looking for. I added those two together. Now the grounded beef is ready, as you can see, but like I said, it brings out a lot of oil and water from the beef naturally, so I advise that don't put oil initially to still like because it was too much, the water was too much. I had to drain it out. As you can see, I had to remove all the oil and water with a sieve. Then I added my onions and my rodo is scotch bonnet. Sorry for those that don't understand what rodo is. It's called scotch bonnet. So I had to add I'd added the onions, the purple onions, the scotch bonnet, so that we are getting ready for that. So I had to give it a nice mix. Then when I was done, I had to add my garlic. Is already been like in it, like my garlic, my ginger, my parsley into it. Then add my bell peppers. Bell peppers is literally optional in this. I just like the taste that it gives at the end of this grounded beef recipe I'm trying to make. So once I was done with that, I had to give it a perfect mix. Then add my cabbage and carrot. Sometimes people add other ingredients, but these are the ingredients that I do like for my shepherd's pie. So guys, you have to mix everything properly together, making sure that every part has this mix, this veggies that you've put in. So once I was done, it's time to put in spices. So I had to use my Maggi, I had to use my curry, I had to use thyme, I had to use some salt in it, which gave it a nice taste. Then once I was done, I decided to give it a perfect mix. So you have to stir it up really well so that you're able to get that nice consistency that when you taste it, you know that yes, I didn't put too much of salt, I didn't put too much of Maggi, I didn't put too much of the other spices. So you have to mix them together, you have to mix everything together so that it has that perfect taste. And even literally the whole house was really smelling nice. So once I was done with that, I decided to leave it for a little bit so that it can cook in well. Then in a pan, I decided to put in my grounded beef that I've already initially put in on the pot. So I had to put it on the pan. Then after I was done putting it on the pan, then I decided to layer it up. You have to lay it up layers in layers, like make sure it's flat, make sure that there's no place higher than the other, because you are going to put in that potatoes on it, that puree potatoes that you've just done. Yes, you're going to put it on it. So as you can see, that is all flattened up. Guys, can you not see how beautiful it looks with the bell peppers and everything? So now it's time to add those mashed potatoes on your beef. Guys, this thing can be very, very sticky, so you just have to be careful. Don't worry, don't be scared. It takes a little while. It will like after you flatten it up together, it becomes really nice. So you have to flatten it in, putting it step by step, layering it. It's just like putting like clay or putting like mud on the wall, just layering it really well. Then after, with my mozzarella cheese, I had to like grate it in my food. This is really optional if you want it. I just like cheese. I love cheese. Like, I'm a fan of cheese. Cheesy cheese. Cheddar cheese, your girl. Then once I was done grating it in, I had to make sure that every part had the cheese in. I had to layer everything properly because it's now time to put it in the oven. But before then, I decided to put salt, so just for taste. This salt literally is optional. I just put a little bit, like literally it was just sprinkles I was putting in. Then now I'm going to put it in the oven. So now this is how it looks after 15 minutes. So we're looking into 30 minutes into the oven, but it's looking really nice. I'm really loving it. And now we are done, and look at how everything looks so yummy. Guys, I won't lie, I'm gonna try the shepherd pie again, because this shepherd pie should be one that you should have like in you as a meal, because literally it doesn't take much time. Okay, maybe because of the other things, but it's really nice. Can you not see how it looks so yummy, so creme de la creme? Guys, trust me to have like a nice time with this meal. So I decided to have some of it. Guys, can you not see how it's the way it just sautés into your mouth, and if you have any further questions, please put it in the comment below. Thank you so much. On today's menu, I'm going to be teaching you guys how I made my yummy fried rice. So first off, you need to put your oil on fire. This is the process I use in doing the fried rice. Then I had to put my onions, my purple onions on the fire. Then followed my rodo, baby, rodo. Okay, let me be serious. Yes. So after you've put in your rodo, which is called the Scotch bonnet in English, then after I added my other spices, which add the garlic, I add ginger, I add rosemary, I add sage inside that small like mix that I put in. Then after, I had to stir it up together, so that, because you know that it's time to toast that rice. Yes, it's very important to toast the rice first if you want that your rice to be having that one grain, not looking all mushy and smudged up together. This is the process. Then I had to add my bay leaf, then the curry. This is like one major aspect, especially when you don't have a lot of meat stock, or in Yoruba we call it omieron. If you don't have that, I usually like add more curry, but not too much, but just in a better gradient. Then I added my rice. The rice I'm going to be using is my basmati rice. Yes, I use basmati rice more for fried rice. I also use it for jollof rice, but I prefer it more with my fried rice because I love the taste it gives. And again, it has like so many health benefits which you should try. After putting in all my rice in, I had to give it a perfect mix. Yes, guys, this is the process that you need to do. You have to mix everything together so that all the initial ingredients that you've put in place, everything is mixed in the appropriate way, so that every part is having that yellowish look. Not really yellowish, but yellowish greenish type of faded look for your fried rice. So you just have to give it that perfect mix. I make sure that I mix it properly so that I know that, okay, this is what I need to make this work. So when I'm done with that, then I decided to put the pan so that it fries for a little bit. Yes, you need to toast that rice. Toast that rice is very important. So in that process of doing so, I decided to add my other ingredients, which includes my Maggi, my salt for taste. This is an optional route. You can do this at the end, but I like doing this initially in the beginning so that I'm not having like a aftertaste of my other ingredients. So after I've put in the Maggi and salt, I decided to give it another mix so that everywhere has like the proportion of the Maggi and salt that has been put in place. So once I'm done with that, I'll give it 5 minutes for it to toast a little bit. So once I'm done, this is how it looks, as you can see. Then I had to add like a little bit of omieron meat stock. Then I just added water into it. Then after I was done with that, then I decided to give it a perfect stir so that every part has like the water in it and being ready for it to get cooked. So for the main base for the fried rice, I had my mixed vegetables, I had my diced gizzard, which is optional, I just like using it. Then also I added my onions and rodo. Rodo is very optional, just that I like spice in my food, which is the scotch bonnet. Then the shrimps and also the mixed peppers. I do like using this. Then after, guys, can you not see how it looks? Like it's not gumming together. Everything is looking really nice. Even just like this, you can literally just pair it up with like a sauce or stew. Nothing too extra. It's still nice. Then now it's time to make the main base. So first off, I had to use my oil, and the oil I'll be using today, or I've literally been using most of the time, is my olive oil. After that is on fire and frying, then I decided to add in my onions and rodo, which is scotch bonnet. I had to add that together. Then also my spices, which I'm going to put in the comment below so that you guys will get the spices that I did use for this. Then after, I had to give it a nice stir. Give it a nice stir. I say it again, give it a nice stir. Don't be scared. Just don't wonder why this oil splashing everywhere. Literally, it was splashing everywhere. Then I had to add my shrimps into it, which I really do love. Guys, adding shrimps into your fried rice just elevates like the recipe. There's a taste in it, but this was already cooked. The shrimps was already cooked, so I just put it in so that it's fried, so that the spices that I initially put in is like combined into together and having that perfect taste. Like it elevates your food. I'm not even going to lie, because this process, this shrimps just elevates it. Then I had to add my salt in it just to give it taste. It's very important to add your salt in it. And definitely, guys, why won't I add my Maggi? Maggi is very important for this recipe. When I was done, I decided to mix everything together, like everything should have the appropriate taste that I do want. So after I'm done with the mixing, then I decided to leave it for I decided to leave it for 5 minutes so that everything, the shrimps is properly fried, and not just being properly fried, so that the spices are the way it's meant to be. Then I had to add my curry into it because I tasted it and it wasn't giving that taste I do need. But this curry is literally optional, but I just like using it because of how it elevates and refines my fried rice. So once I'm done with that, then I decided to give it a perfect mix so that everything is in the right proportion and it's giving that nice taste. I don't know, guys, this thing was really smelling so nice everywhere in the house. I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to have this yummed in my mouth. Then I'm going to add my gizzard. Yes, guys, you can add any protein. You can add your chicken, you can add like meat, just anything that you do want to add. You can add liver, you can add kidneys, just like your choice. But I do like my gizzard. I've already boiled and seasoned my gizzard. But if you want the recipe, the full video recipe of how to make your gizzard, you can put it in the comment below and I'll upload the video of how I got my gizzard. So I decided to leave it for a while so that it goes into the ingredients that is initially in the gizzard, goes into the other spices. Then I had to give it a perfect mix. I had to put a perfect mix so that everything is in the right proportion, it tastes perfect, and everything is nice. Then after, I had to add my peppers, my mixed bell peppers in it. As you can see how rich and colorful these peppers are. People add other things. People even add the green one, but I don't know. I just prefer this because it has like this sweetish taste to it. But yeah, so I added the peppers together and I had to give it a perfect mix. I had to mix everything together, mixing the shrimps with the bell peppers, with the gizzard, everything all together just to have that perfect mix. So I left it for like 5 minutes so that everything is done properly. Then I went straight in with my mixed vegetables. Guys, with this mixed vegetables, after 2 minutes or even 1 minute, I did it for 1 minute just cause I didn't want the taste. And again, I just still want that crunchy taste of like my fried rice. So that's why I didn't leave it for so long. And again, it's because it's already been refrigerated. So I didn't need to do this process in the beginning, like with the mixed peppers. Now, guys, look at the way my fried rice is looking. So yummy, so nice. It's not like gumming together. Everything is in right proportion. Then after, I didn't stress myself. I just put in my mixed vegetables, guys. I do this step by step. I just don't put everything in it. Why? Because I want every part of the fried rice to have that mixed veg in it. Not like some parts have the mixed veg, other parts don't have. So I'm just putting it in portions so that everyone and every part would have the mixed veg and have the proportions of the mixedness that I do need. So after I've done, I decided to have the proper mix together, then mixing every part and making sure that everything has it. Guys, look at how this fried rice is looking. Yes, definitely I had to put that fried rice inside my pan because the spices that was already there, you can't go to waste. I will use you. You can't go to waste, so I will still use you. So I decided to put it into the pan and mix it together. Then I decided to have a perfect mix in it, and it was already still on fire. It was still buzzing. But guys, look at how this fried rice looks so rich. Guys, put in the comment below what will you be pairing your fried rice. So you can pair it with jollof rice, with moi moi, with chicken, with fish, with everything, with meat. Like, look at how beautiful and aesthetically pleasing this food looks. Like, this is a work of art. and definitely you should try this recipe. And if you have any further question, please put in the comment below, and definitely I would answer you. Thank you so much for watching this far, and you are so amazing. God bless you and have an awesome day.